to the Beacon House Podcast, recorded live in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay, guys, thanks for showing up today. All of our people over there, we're going to go ahead and do this. Thank you.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Look, you guys go ahead. Please give a hand for the guys from Geezer's Brewery that sponsored this, and they're here to talk to us today. Go ahead. That's right.
Thank you.
That's right. Very good. We've never been that. It's clearly you guys. We've never been that popular ever.
Yeah, it's like, give it up for Beacon House.
Hey.
Exactly. Nailed it.
Okay. Well, anyway, guys, how are you doing? Why don't you introduce yourself to the people and maybe the people that are going to hear this later online?
Absolutely. My name's Jason with Geezer's Brewery, and we appreciate Beacon House having us here tonight and everybody at Central Depot for coming out tonight.
Tom Fitzmaurice, just glad to be here and glad I can make loud noises on the microphone.
Yeah.
And before we get this thing started, real quick, if anybody wants to take pictures and video and things like that, and you're going to post it on social media, make sure you tag Geezer's Brewery, Beacon House, and Central Depot so we can all share in the experience after we're done. Yeah.
Maybe we can find this later online and figure out how to do it. Okay. So let's talk about Geezer's Brewery real quick, man. You guys, when did you guys officially come on the scene and become a thing here in Knoxville?
Well, I mean, we started back in 2010, 2011 timeframe, just as a bunch of home brewers, if you will. We started out with just kit beers, and we were in what we call Bob's basement, and just doing some experimental stuff, and things blew up, just like beer always does when you're experimenting.
So I just want to let you know that
I like it.
Bob's basement is a place under Bob's house. We're always asked, where's Bob's basement?
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, Bob is actually our head brewer, and he's not here tonight. He's sick, just like probably half of Knoxville is. But anyway, So we
hope we make it out of here alive.
Yeah. So technically, we started like in 2010. And then about 2011, we started moving on from kit beers to just a gravity-fed system that we built ourselves in the backyard. It was really nice and awesome. And then we finally just bit the bullet and bought a 20-gallon system, fully automated stainless steel system, which is a test batch system now for full breweries. And then we moved on into a 15-barrel system, 30-barrel fermenters, et cetera. And we opened up, it would be May of last year? April of last year. We started doing wholesale distribution. We don't have a tap room yet. We just make beer right up here on East 5th Avenue where the Carmichael Motors is, next to the old Knoxville High School they just renovated. That's where we are, and we're working on our tap room now. So we're stoked about getting that open and hope everybody will come out and we'll host another Beacon House.
We'll be there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, if we go to Geezer's Brewery later, will you guys all show up for that?
Yes.
That's going to be recorded, so you can't back out of it, okay? That's right. So, and you guys, I noticed when you guys first started doing your thing, you guys had a massive social media presence. Like, you guys were on Instagram, you were everywhere. You were at the places out in Hardin Valley. You're popping up at all these bars. Like, what was, no, I don't really see any other breweries doing that. And that's not to take a shot at anybody, but you guys are just super good at it. Who was behind that whole kind of a thing?
That's a great question. If I walk back kind of in our history, we got into the brewery business because we were trying to flee the corporate enterprise world, and we wanted to do something on our own. But initially, we started with a blog, and we got into doing videos, and we've got a couple YouTube channels, which probably a few people know. Some of those videos we really don't want to be seen. One of them has some guy with a banana in it.
Oh, no.
On YouTube.
Oh, yes.
I wonder who that is.
They paid me an awesome homebrewed beer.
So we started kind of in that media arena. So that's probably the difference. We've got some capability in doing video editing and doing kind of more high-end stuff like that. It's not part of our day jobs. It was just more of a hobby, like the brew and beer was. So that probably explains some of the reason why we're a little bit different than most.
That's awesome. You guys had real strong branding with like the logo and everything like that. That's not. We tried to kind of be like that. I don't think we're as good at it as you guys are, but this is as good a time as any to like go ahead and point out John Ferguson. Stand up for a minute over there.
Come on, John.
Yeah,
there's
okay.
John Ferguson.
Look at that guy right there. Yeah. Not only did John Ferguson star in our Christmas video as the guy on Mars, he also designed all of our logos, the shirts, everything that we've got. So we really owe you one, John.
The banner
So you guys
right
give him a
behind
hand.
Spencer.
He's a good man.
We need to talk to that guy.
Yeah, there's your guy right there. Yeah. Warning, he's a little crass, but if he can put up with us,
Absolutely.
So
I guess we need to find out what he's drinking first before I just jump in like that.
That's true.
There you go.
He's shifty.
Now, you guys started off with bikes and beers. Is that correct? Was that kind of where Geezer's Brew started from, or was that its own thing?
The Bikes and Beers was a blog, and
Okay.
we used to do a lot of video stuff associated with that. And, we hit the Knoxville scene trying to make a splash. We were big into the mountain biking community, and there's two things that we like to do. One was ride bikes, and the other was drink beer. Well, apparently we weren't as good at riding bikes as we thought we were, so we migrated from the whole bike scene. We still ride. You
just don't take video of it.
Yeah, but that's where the brewery thing came up.
Because I remember I had a Bikes and Beer sticker on the back of my old Jeep, and it stayed there forever. I put it right there on the back bumper.
We still got some replacements if you need to freshen it up a little bit.
I got a new car. I need all the stickers I can get.
It was a very successful blog. In fact, we got contacted, and they would start taking clips of our blog and reposting it. So, if they got 1 million hits, we'd get a penny, I think, for every 1 million hits or something like that.
I think we made 3 cents.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
So, real quick, can you tell us a little bit about the process of brewing beer? I've seen a lot of videos on Instagram with, I think, Jason shoveling something in a giant silver vat, and I have no idea what it is. I'm assuming it's hops.
Calm.
Yeah, those are dead bodies. Yeah, so in case you asked that question, we
look at
actually
this,
made
look at
you
this.
a
Oh, man.
flow chart because we are nerds.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
You guys are super prepared. This is great.
Visual
Hunter.
aids.
Jesus.
Hunter,
So-
you're the intellect here.
Well,
so
it's upside
give me
down
that.
for starters there.
There you
Well,
go.
that's how
See?
you're supposed to read it.
If I can walk you through the diagram.
I'm
Yeah.
dyslexic and left-handed, so it looked perfect to me.
That's great. Yeah,
So-
if you don't mind, walk us through it a little bit.
So, the first thing we pay attention to is the primary ingredient in beer, which is
Love.
water.
Oh, sorry.
water. Yeah. And we have a activated carbon filtration system, and we do reverse RO, and we strip everything out of the water, and we have a big storage tank. It's 1,000 gallons in the basement, and we have that prepped, and it stays full 24/7. That's connected to the upstairs section to two tanks. In the diagram, you'll see a hot and cold liquor tank. Those are just water tanks. And so at certain times in the brew process, you'll need what they call hot liquor, and sometimes you'll need cold liquor, which is hot water and cold water. Okay. The brew process starts with the grain crusher. The grain crusher feeds the mash tun. So we just have this giant grain crusher with an auger system that dumps the grain in the mash tun. We hydrate the crushed grain as it comes into the mash tun, and that's where you do your sugar extraction, and they call that product the wort.
Okay.
The wort then gets pumped through our brew house through a pump that connects to the boil tank. The boil tank is essentially where you pasteurize the liquid, and then you put the stuff like the hops and the other special flavors in the boil tank, and you do exactly that. You boil it, and then one of the challenges when you're brewing beer is to take it from the boil and get it to the fermenter. And in that process, you go through the plate chiller, but you've got to bring the beer from boiling essentially to below 100 degrees as fast as you can. So the plate chiller runs the cold liquor on one side of the plates, the hot beer goes through the other side of the plates, and virtually in 10 seconds you go from boiling to, we like to take it to about 80 degrees. and then you put it in the fermentation tank, and when you reach fermentation temperature, which is for most beers is about 65 degrees, you do what they call pitch the yeast. So you just put yeast in the beer.
It sounded so much more violent.
Yeah.
I had no idea beer was this much of a process. This is intense. It's crazy how much work goes into making.
And then when it's in the fermenter, you wait. Yeah. And then every few days you you take a reading to see how far the fermentation process has progressed. And that's where Bob comes in, because we have this spectrometer that he can tell how much sugar has been consumed. And you can also calculate ABV then based on the sugar loss.
And is that the point in the process where you just like I'm curious about how you decide when a beer is going to be like a Pilsner or a lager or...
Well, you decide that before you start.
Yeah. And that has to do with the whole process. Okay.
Absolutely.
So what is the difference in...
So we don't just throw grain in there and say, I wonder what this is going to be.
Let's see how it turns out.
I don't know. We've done that before.
I'm also
that's
curious,
how we started.
Because you guys have a chocolate pudding stout, right? Do you guys still do that, or is that just one of
I think you're drinking it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
When do you put the chocolate pudding in?
Way to go, Case.
We call it pudding, but it's a milk stout.
Okay.
So what makes it a milk stout is lactose sugar, and that's something that goes in the boil tank. And the milk stout isn't digestible by the yeast. So you'll get a little bit of a sweet flavor, and it's the dark malt that we use that gives us that chocolate taste. Sometimes it's described as a coffee taste, and sometimes it's a chocolate taste.
Yeah.
But the formula that we came up with was one to try to target Duck Rabbit's milk stout, because I like that personally. And we were drinking that day. That day we were barbecuing, and you were in the banana suit. We were drinking Duck Rabbits.
So
remember?
For anybody that doesn't know, I know these guys personally from my dad smoking an absurd amount of brisket, ribs, chicken, like just about every weekend during the spring and fall.
Right.
He would buy a plethora of meats, set it up, get ready to go, and then all these guys would show up, and Bob would usually come in with an unmarked bottle of something and just be like, here you go. I mean, that's right around the time I was doing Base Banana, so it's like I would go and just get the meat sweats and get a nice good buzz from Bob's beer, throw the banana suit on, and then drive downtown to the Valerium and go nuts.
Wait. You drove?
Yeah.
You drove in the Base Banana suit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
what are you talking about? Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah. Barbecue stains around his lips and loaded with beer. So
Casey has a dangerous history,
Yeah.
I feel like.
And also, I would speed, so I'd like hope to get pulled over, so a cop would be like, never mind, just keep going.
That's terrible.
So to get back to your question,
yes.
we decide before the brew what kind of beer we're going to brew, and we specialize right now in American ales. We also do a English pale ale, which is a malt forward pale. But so you buy the grain bill based on the type of beer you want to brew. So the grain bill, which what I mean by that is the types and quantities of grain that go in the brew that you put in the mash tun. One thing that we do is we also strip everything out of the water. So Knoxville has a water profile, and it will flavor the beer a little bit. So we strip everything out of the water, and then we add brewer salts to match the style where that beer originated. So if we were making a Belgium, we would match the water profile in Belgium.
Jesus.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's a subtle difference, and I don't know that a lot of breweries are doing it. And it doesn't have a huge impact on the beer flavor, but it does have some. So we took that serious. So it also, when we decided to brew a beer style, we also have to set what the brewer salts are going to be for the water that we use.
Amazing.
And then the other thing that really changes the beer or influences the beer is the type of hops that you use. So hops, the type of style has a specific type of hops, and there are different types of hops for different types of brews. And then the other big influencer is the yeast. Different types of yeast produce a different result.
Do you ever have a problem with like supply? Like, do you ever have like a certain type of yeast you want to use and it's just not available for some reason and you have to go for something else? Or do you have like a backup? Or how do you deal with those kind of production issues?
We just ask Bob. No, there are other yeast. There are surrogates that you can use. So if you can't get one yeast, you can use another that approximates it. But the one great thing about yeast is when you pitch yeast, when you go and you pull it out, you get like 10 times more than you pitched, and you can reuse yeast for several cycles.
Amazing. I never knew that either. Far out. Yeah. This is the science of beer. I mean, totally science of beer. Like, I had no idea this much went into it either. I tell you what, it's really cool though to hear you guys talk about how the attention to detail and like the craftsmanship of it. And this is definitely like a craft process.
Yeah.
Like, you hear people talk about craft beer and like maybe they aren't, but this is definitely craft beer at the utmost level, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing is, like, I'll go to the grocery store. And I don't know if I've seen you guys in the grocery stores yet. Have you guys? Not yet. When you guys do, I'll buy every single thing. But right now I go in and I see one side is domestic, like your Bud Light, your Miller Lite, your Budweiser, or whatever, and then the other side is craft beer. And I never go to the right side. I go into the aisle and I just hug the left side of craft beer and just don't even acknowledge. It's like a redheaded stepchild. I don't even look at it. And then I go through and pick whatever I want.
I feel like the first geezer beer that I had was maybe at Union Jack's, and I feel like it may have been the blonde.
Indeed, it was. Union Jack's carried the blonde, yes.
Okay, it was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And I've never had a bad one since. Every time I see it. And you guys are so distinguishable with your marketing. Like I said, your branding. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like anything else. It's super cool looking. Your logo's rad. Mm-hmm. And every time I see it when I order it, I've never been disappointed at all. Like, I mean, it's you guys are really on top of your game, I think.
We appreciate that.
What comes next? What's next for you guys?
Tap room.
Yep.
That's going to be awesome.
Tap room. In fact, we've already started swinging hammers on that ourselves. I mean, we have our day jobs, and then when we get finished with our day jobs, that's what we try to do on nights and weekends is we go down and swing hammers to try to open that tap room. So that's why it takes so long. It's just we're trying to do as much as we can by ourselves.
Sure. Is that going to be right over here on 5th?
Yes, sir.
And I find that so interesting how we are down basically two different paths. You guys are doing beer, we're doing podcasting, but we're so similar. It's like we all have our day jobs, and then at night our passion is, the podcast. Your passion is Geezer's Brewery, and it's awesome to see people, especially here in Knoxville. It's huge. I always see it everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like Knoxville's having a kind of a renaissance. Like, and I know they say that every couple of years, but this is the most compelling I've seen Knoxville's, and I've lived here my entire life. There's definitely a lot of rad stuff going around Knoxville right now. We're glad to be like a small, tiny part of it, and I think you guys are a way bigger part of it even than we are. I mean, you guys are doing great stuff.
Yeah, no, I work over here at a hotel here in Market Square, and people always ask me, they're like, "Oh, it's such a cute little town. It's so nice. It's so interesting and unique. It has a big city feel." And I'm like, "You come downtown 5 years ago, it was not like this. Downtown 5 or 6 years ago was all boarded up and abandoned."
Yeah.
And it's like all of a sudden this big boom came in. I think a lot of it came from Asheville. Like there was a big boom in Asheville, and then it got too crowded. And now people are migrating this way and booming this place and Nashville at the same time.
I think part of the pattern too is Chattanooga, and I think Knoxville was a little repressive in the way they taxed and managed beer, and I think that they connected with what they saw happening in Asheville as well as Chattanooga.
Okay.
And there was what they call a gentrification process that was happening in the old areas of Knoxville. So it's kind of just revitalizing and repurposing old buildings. But they recognized that if they maybe softened the way they managed beer, that it brought people in. And you look, so when we first did our market analysis when we were building a business case to put a brewery together, we looked at Asheville. And at the time we saw and I'm just going from memory, it was like 22 breweries with a town that had 1/4 the population. And in that time, there was like 4 breweries or 5 breweries in Knoxville. And we're like, wow, this is wide open if they get it.
Yeah.
If they get it. But I think Knoxville has gotten it, and you've just seen this explosion of craft beer breweries, of all sizes and shapes.
I think in the last year there's been 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. I think right now we have about 14 to 15 right here in Knoxville locally.
Man.
You've got Clinch River and Norris, and then you've got a couple over in Maryville. You got Tri-Hop that's going to get started with their brewery over there, and then Black Horse just relocated their operations to Maryville. So, yeah, I think that craft beer industry is definitely growing.
Yeah, and you have so much tourist attractions now with festivals and like the Tennessee Theater being revitalized. Knoxville's just a great place right now. Like it's in a really neat spot, and it's only going up from here. And I'm interested to see where in the next 5 years we'll be.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. I think it's a really exciting time to kind of strike out into a business. Like I'm excited to see you guys do your next level and like do the tap room and all that with whatever's happening in Knoxville right now. I think it's kind of a wave. I feel the same way you do. I'm excited to see what happens.
I heard the city of Knoxville just funded $400,000 for the urban wilderness, which we're also mountain bikers.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
There's another pull. So the trail systems that we have for off-road biking are starting to be identified as world-class. And one of the reasons why we love the mountain biking community is they love craft beer.
Yes, they do.
And they love their city.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And another thing I think Knoxville needs, and I've seen a lot of people ask about this with the breweries, is more music venues. And I don't know if anybody else has heard that. That might just be me, but I've heard a lot of people, or seen a lot of people post on Facebook and Twitter being like, we just need a few more spots. Because right now I think we have, you have the Pilot Light, you have Barley's, you have Prez Pub, Scruffy City, Tennessee Theater, the Bijou Theater, but it's like...
just look at Mill and Mine right next door.
Mill and
they
Mine.
heard the call and they jumped on board. And I'll tell you what, that's a great venue right next door.
Sure, and there's a
Absolutely.
lot of good stuff that comes there too.
Incredible venue, yeah.
They didn't just build it; they booked it. They booked
Absolutely.
a ton of cool stuff coming in there.
And I think Big Ears is right around the corner too. So Big Ears Festival is going to be downtown in, I think, March 22nd.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
And
that's a big one. That's
I
a
think
really
it butts
big
up
one.
right against Dogwood Arts or something, but perhaps.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they usually piggyback it off the Dogwood Arts Festival, and they it's a conglomerate. They try to get people to actually travel to Knoxville for it, But it's big, and it handles all the places downtown. And I know Will, that runs this place, literally has schedules based on like what concerts are happening at Mill and Mine, and they know they're going to have a big day if there's like a big concert there, and a lot of neat stuff like that. So it's actively fortified,
Yeah, absolutely. Hunter, you haven't said anything at all, and I feel a little bad.
I've been listening.
But I feel like Hunter here isn't allowed
He's
to
waiting
drink.
for his moment.
Well, he's not allowed to drink a lot of beer. Am I?
No,
but
I can't.
Is there a
drink
way
lot of beer.
around that? Is there a way to actually make a beer that people who might have like medical problems can
It's called
have?
O'Doul's.
So
I think it's called O'Doul's.
O'Doul's? Yeah,
Sure,
you can drink
without
O'Doul's.
that, yeah. That's 100% right.
It's gross and people make fun of you, but you can drink it.
I think there's another product called Root Beer.
Oh, okay.
Too.
So I'm not
I
fond
think
of that
that's
either.
sugar, though.
Yeah, that's worse.
Fancy.
It's hard to answer the question without knowing the specifics about Hunter's
Well,
problems.
That's
specifically,
fair.
Yeah. Specifically, I'm diabetic, so it's super like dietary an issue. As far as the beer goes, though, because I can't drink too often, I'm real picky about it. I like your stuff, and I'm just like Casey. As a result of having to pick and choose when, I hug the craft beer side of everything. So if you guys get in the stores, sooner the better.
The chocolate, the milk stout. Get the milk stout.
That is my favorite that I've tried.
Yeah, like what? Let's say that if the people here want to sample what beers do we have available here tonight?
Tonight we have the American Blonde Ale, and we also have the Milk Stout.
Perfect. And they see Will over there at the bar if they want to check those out. There he is, right over there, folks. So, also, guys, check it out. We want you guys to know the Geezer guys have been so kind as to bring some items here that you guys might win in the little raffle. Did you guys see the raffle ticket signs up there? Yeah. That's right. If you go see Will over there at the bar, look at him working hard. Look at that guy shake it. Woo! Give him a hand, you guys. Come on. Oh man!
Take off your shirt.
Look how he operates that tumbler. Hook up the bartenders. Check out the Geezer stuff. We appreciate you guys. I think we're probably going to take a little bit of a break now.
Well, I want to ask one question real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So you mentioned Duck Rabbit Duck Rabbit. Outside of Geezer, which of course is your favorite, what do you guys usually aim towards? Like, what do you when you go?
That is a good question. Like, what
craft
other
beer for yourself?
brands?
I'm a huge fan of everything that we make here locally. I know that kind of sounds a little cheesy, but I absolutely believe Knoxville makes some incredible beers.
Oh,
and
I agree.
We're a total fan that high tides raises all ships, and so we support every craft beer maker here in town. We go visit them, we drink their beer, we eat their food. We hang out in their establishment.
And I've seen that. I've seen you guys doing that on social media.
And we absolutely should. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't if they didn't make great stuff. They make great products. So
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, before we go, does anybody have any questions for the Geezer guys?
Yeah. Do you guys want to ask a question to actual beer experts?
Let me know. I'll come out there and give you the mic. Anybody have any questions for the Geezer guys?
Anybody got a question about beer? How to drink more of it? Where to get it?
I know Brandon, he looks like he has one. He has one brewing.
Okay, yeah. That's
a good
Mr.
one.
Brian
Yeah,
Bishop,
yeah.
Casey's better older brother, right there. Thank you for that. Yeah, Brian.
Thanks.
Brian says,
You're my favorite.
of your different varieties, what are your personal favorites?
Oh, it's so hard to pick between them.
They're like all your children.
It's like, yeah, which kid do you like
you can
the
have a
best?
favorite
Yeah.
child. It's fine.
I would have to say that because the pudding was my brainchild, I didn't come up with the recipe, but it's like I really think we should make a great milk stout. I love stouts and I love milk stouts, so that's probably my pick of the bunch.
There we go.
And I would agree with Tom. I mean, of all the ones that we make, that is definitely our flagship beer for a reason. It's the one that we all agreed on that this is the one we love the best.
So the flagship is the milk stout, and also that, like I said, that blonde. You got one right there. What do you think, Brandon Lee? What do you think? 100%. All right,
Thanks,
you guys.
Puddin'.
That's right.
AVB.
All right, sweet
and
biscuit.
Just talking about just strategy a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so a milk stout's probably one of the thicker beers out there, and I think the way we do ours, it's a little bit lighter, so you can drink more of them. So a lot of times you drink stout, you feel like you just ate a loaf of bread.
Absolutely.
So you can't drink a whole bunch of them. I think ours is the exception to that. But recognizing that a lot of people probably just want to enter into the craft beer scene and they want to start slow, that's why we built that blonde. So it's more the drinker that's used to standard, big beer styles, but maybe want a little bit of flavor. So we've built beers where you can start in kind of in a simple way from what you know, add a little bit flavor, and you can walk up all the way through the chain and get to something like a milk stout.
I think it's so impressive that you guys thought of that. That was one of the first things I noticed when I had a Geezer's beer is it was the drinkability. There's a lot of weird beers out there that are good, but you kind of feel like you've been punched in the mouth. Like the palate is just crazy. All your guys' stuff is very drinkable, and like you said, you can kind of go through the line. That's impressive to know that you guys thought of that up on the front end. You guys got questions? What do you got? Right there, Brian Bishop again. What do you got?
You guys have any new beers in order to say?
Any new beers coming down the pike? There's a secret around the table.
So we've got 5 beers out right now. We've got 9 hardcore recipes.
Oh.
Man.
The one that we haven't come out with, which is the most popular beer style, and the reason we haven't brewed it is because there is so much competition with it, is our IPA. So that's one you'd be looking for probably by this summer. So what can you get from us right now? You can get the malt forward English pale. We got a great Scottish ale. We've got the porter. We've got the milk stout, and we've got the blonde.
And they are all fantastic. If you guys haven't tried all of them, put that on your to-do list. They're fantastic.
We do a Belgium also.
And our red.
And we do an Irish red.
Yeah, Mr. Ferguson here has a question for you.
If you guys had to do like a Beacon House flavor,
Oh,
God.
wow.
what would it be?
Uh-oh.
Sadness.
Yeah. What particular blend of barley and hops tastes like sorrow?
I was going to say, sour, but that's already been said.
Oh my God.
How do you ferment the feeling of desperation? That's moving forward.
How do you put I want to be in the limelight in a bottle?
Yeah. How do you encapsulate Casey's need for attention?
Look at me. Look, right here. Me.
You're right.
Oh.
You're right.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie.
Okay, guys, listen. Does anybody have any other questions for the guys from Geezer's Brewery before we take a little break and come out and hang out with you guys for a minute? Yeah. We're good? Yeah. Okay, guys, give them a big hand. Okay, they sponsored this event. Yeah. Yeah, and listen, I'm here to tell you, don't stop there. Go tell all your friends to go buy their beer and drink it and support them, okay? Don't just leave here. Take this forward with you, all right? These guys they're good a job for us. Give them one more hand, okay? Come on.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Our pleasure.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us through the break. I hope you guys have beverages, and we're going to do a little bit talking to the proprietor of this fine establishment. Ladies and gentlemen, Will. Give him a big hand.
Hooray!
Look at that guy. I'm not
so handsome.
The Lord of Central Depot.
I'm not even gonna make. There's one person responsible for this whole thing happening, which could be bad. It's definitely Will. So you can thank him or blame him.
Sorry,
depending on how it
guys.
turns out.
Send all blame his way.
That's right. That's right.
Many apologies.
Will, can you tell us a little bit about the history of Central? I know you guys recently celebrated 1 year.
Yeah, we did.
Talk to us about how this all came in.
So in 1894, this location was built as a saloon.
Jesus,
that's kind of where it started.
Taking it back.
It's nuts.
Was it really a saloon?
It really was, yeah. 1894. So this map on the wall is that year, 1894. It's the layout of what was Knoxville, which is really cool. There's a lot of really interesting stuff to look at on there. A lot of like hidden racist stuff on there too. It's not the best thing in the world.
That's bad.
Turns out
Great.
we're still in the southeast United States. So.
Those are challenging times.
Yeah.
Challenging times.
But we opened as a cocktail bar in December of 2017. I have one business partner named Danny. He can't be here tonight.
Shout out Danny.
He's an accountant by trade. His experience is in bookkeeping and staying away from people. Mine's quite the opposite. I have cocktail bartended for a lot of years and made... don't look too closely at that map. Don't. Keep her away from it. I made a lot of other people a lot of money on bar concepts that I helped start through the city, and kind of got tired of doing that to the extent that I was like, I will either do this for myself or get out of the industry, and that would have been silly, so here I am. And here you guys are, and that's exciting.
Here we are.
Here we all are. What a time to be alive.
Hey, I have a question for you, though.
Uh-oh.
How much are microphone stands?
It
How much
depends.
how much do little top?
I feel like
why am I holding this like Bob Barker?
Because you've been in a band, you've played in bands.
Freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, you're ready to. You've seen Henry Rollins. We come from the same. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We come from the same background.
Wait a minute. Are we getting our? Yeah, there we go.
A fine microphone stand like this will run you anywhere from about $10 on Amazon, and it will last almost 45 minutes. At any point. Okay, so Central Depot opened about a year ago, and then what are some of your accolades since then? What are some of the highlights of your experience?
The best bar in Knoxville?
We're one of them. We've made it our top priority to really focus on local products. Geezers are a representation of that, but we have 2 of their beers on draft right now, and that's pretty standard. All of our draft beers are always brewed in Knoxville, and it will always be that way.
There we go.
Yes.
Awesome.
Regarding our cocktail menu, as many local spirits are being used on that menu as possible. It's tough to keep everything Knoxville local because not a whole lot of tequilas are made in the southeast United States and things like that.
Don't say.
We're doing a pretty top-notch job on whiskeys, gins, and vodkas in Knoxville.
Absolutely.
If you don't know about these products, you need to quickly. Knox Whiskey Works are doing great products. Postmodern Spirits are doing great things. There's a lot of distilleries in the region as well. I can't decide if this is too hot or not. Is this mic are we feeding?
No, you're
back
fine.
yet?
I will say, talking about Knox Whiskey Works, their Jackson Avenue Gin.
It's great.
Is
great.
Phenomenal.
And so they were one of the first distilleries in this area. Definitely in Knoxville, but they kind of set a trend. So yeah, a lot of good products being made in the area. We're trying to highlight that, get it out to people, and then at the end of the day, just create a really cool neighborhood bar environment with a really good cocktail program. I don't think that you should have to dress a certain part to have a really good cocktail, and I think that you should be able to get a Miller High Life or a PBR in the same space that you can get a really good Negroni. It's silly to keep those things separate. So
Absolutely. Something for everybody.
yeah.
And for those of you that are not actually in the room right now, God forbid if this ever makes its way onto the internet.
Not a chance.
If you're listening to this on Spotify and you're still listening, great place to try all these things out that you've been hearing about is Central Depot in Knoxville. So go check it out. What's coming up? You guys are going to be carrying anything new? Anything new on the horizon for Central Depot?
Yeah, probably.
Well, to keep the business running, we kind of have to. Spence, thanks.
Probably going to keep trying, man. Not going to quit
on
tomorrow.
opening this weekend?
We are. We host live trivia every Tuesday. That's an event. People dig that. We host what? we host Singo every Wednesday except for this one. Sorry, guys, for anybody who's looking for Singo.
Yeah, we'd like to apologize to that one guy that asked about Singo earlier. And we were like, I don't know, we're going to ruin the place of the podcast.
He was so upset.
Come back next Wednesday.
Yeah, and then
What is Singo?
Singo? It's bingo with songs.
Well, I know obviously, but do you sing along to the songs? And
If
then
you
you
want
get to
to.
put your thing down.
You can.
If you want to, should that not be encouraged?
No, it's not a sing-along thing. It's just you have a bingo board with song titles on it, and then they play the songs, and then you check off the thing, and then you make a pattern, and you'll win. Hooray.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up. I'm sorry.
No, dude.
You sound psyched.
It's fine. I think the game's awesome. It's
Yeah,
great.
you're
It's so cool.
Obviously a Singo enthusiast.
Yeah, it's great. No, it is cool. I don't understand it at all. I've seen it live once. We're doing a good job with it. People are coming until now.
Well, now you guys also do themed trivia nights.
Yep. Every other Tuesday.
And people love them. I've been here for so long. They're crazy. Like
Yesterday was Seinfeld trivia. We've done The Office a couple times. Game of Thrones. All the cool hit
Incredible.
stuff.
Seinfeld trivia?
Yeah, Game of
last
Thrones
night.
trivia. Think about
I
it.
need to come out for Seinfeld
If you don't
trivia.
already, follow us on social media, please. I beg you. It's the only way that I can get all this information out to people on a consistent basis.
Get on your phones now.
We don't do
Do it.
flyers and posters and like neon lights. It's social media is the way. Central Depot Knox on Instagram, and then you know how to work Facebook. Do that.
That's right. Does anybody have a question for Mr. Will about the establishment or the history? Okay,
So
what do you got right there?
No. So far, yes. They don't have to be. Do you have a suggestion? Oh. Is it weird? Well, it can be.
It's kink trivia night.
All right.
or Kinko,
Like-
where you have a bingo board with all the kinks on it, and if you have that kink, you put it on the bingo board.
Let's do it. Dude, guys, I'll try.
You got a foot fetish? Kinko.
Let's do it. I will try anything short of karaoke, and you guys can all just go to hell on that one. That's never happening.
That's good. That's cool. The guy, no, really. And we talked about it on the podcast a lot. Central Depot has historically been one of our favorite, if not our absolute favorite place in town to come. And it's absolutely everything Will said. You can get high-end stuff. You can get middle-of-the-road stuff. It's comfortable. It's fit, whatever you want it to be. I've never been in this bar and felt uncomfortable, and the establishment's fantastic. He does a great job. Well, until now.
Yeah,
but
right.
Who's counting?
It's
No,
hand's
it's
on
great.
this one.
So I would charge everybody, A, that's here attending the event, but also anybody listening to this, tell your friends about it. Bring a couple people out. Next time you need to go out for a get together, plan it at Central Depot. Do it there. Support these guys, because look, you tell how they're supporting all the other local people too, like the incredible people at Geezer's Brewery, okay? All right, so who's ready for some Q&A? Do you guys want to talk to us about... Whoa, calm down. Okay.
So I do have
very vulgar.
If you don't mind, I have my game I wanted to play.
What?
Yeah, I have
in front of all these people?
Yes, I have a game I wanted to
Is
play.
it the same game you showed me last night?
It is. Yeah.
Zing.
Also, by the way, Kinko, I win. Nailed it.
What's this game, Case?
So I went back and listened to all 50 episodes that we have out right now.
I'm
Jesus,
sorry.
you've got a lot of time on your hands.
I do. I have too much time on my hands.
Jesus Christ.
I just got the blood out from under my eyes.
Jesus.
So I put together a lot of weird, out of context quotes.
Oh, no.
And I want to say these and figure out if you two can guess who said it.
Are we allowed to ask the audience?
Are we allowed to ask the audience
No.
for help?
Oh, great.
No.
No phone a friend here.
No phone a friend. Also, it's not a guess. It's either you, or me. It's either
Okay.
Spencer, Hunter, or Casey.
Do you know the answers?
Yes, I have them written down.
Okay, this is going to be really awkward if you've never listened to the
Quit
podcast.
cheating.
Hey, family, I need nods.
All right,
I
go.
need yeses and nos.
All eyes on Casey. It hurt to say that.
The first quote I have here is, "Don't choke on that giant vocabulary you got there."
I clearly said that.
I think that was Casey.
I think
Is that you?
Did you say that?
So you, Casey, you said it was you?
That sounds like the kind of thing I would say.
It was definitely Spencer who said that.
Wait, what are the stakes here? Do we
Nothing.
Oh, great.
Other than just shame for not knowing your own content.
Fair.
The next one I have here is, I love you, fam. I just need my space. Is that Hunter? Spencer, what do you think?
Surely I didn't say that.
I'll go with Hunter too.
I think it was you.
It was Hunter.
Look at that man right there.
It was the episode where we were talking about Hunter and Libby just moved in together, and I was talking about people showing up unannounced, and Hunter was like, I love you, fam, I just need my space.
That's right. I'm an introvert. Oh, God.
All right, the next quote here is, no, you're a box fluffer.
What?
Did I say that? I think
I think you're a box fluffer.
I think you said it. I think you said that.
I'll go Spencer on that one.
I say Casey.
That sounds as antagonistic
Did
as
I
you
say
get.
it?
Unfortunately, it was Casey. Spencer is still in the lead. He's killing it right now. What is wrong with you? Don't listen to the episodes, do you?
I do.
We just put it in the Google Drive, and you're like, no, it sounds great. I don't know. I don't give a shit.
Spencer's cheating. He listens to him 12 times
I have
a
to
week.
listen to him like 46 times
All
when
right,
I edit
here,
them.
Don't fall in that sort of a martyr.
I have to give Hunter an easy one here. This one's got to be
you.
a cinch for him. I just want to know why the car can have a live feed going past the moon, but my Wi-Fi cuts out when I go to the bathroom in my own house.
That's one of my favorites. That was Hunter.
It's totally
That was the best.
It's a legitimate question.
It is,
Science does not make sense.
Yeah, and why? Why? Yeah, how come we can get a car past the moon, but you can't get Wi-Fi in the freaking bathroom?
Hey, they're actually about to automate trucks soon. Like robots will be driving trucks, and I still can't get any fucking Wi-Fi in the bathroom. So
That's right. Thanks a lot.
that's a thing.
You can get a Wi-Fi booster and plug into your bathroom.
I don't want to. It's the principle.
Okay, well,
This is
all right.
poisonous.
So here we go. Let's
Piss
see.
poor. Eric Stam, piss poor. Thank you.
Here's another one. If I had a guy walk up to me at a salad bar, I'd just stop him and say, I don't have shit for you.
It's Casey.
God, man.
Nailed it.
Did you feel any remorse when you were listening to these?
No.
Should we send Casey outside right now to see if anybody needs $1? Like, I feel like.
Just all you have to do.
What do you guys think? I feel like we're on that end of town.
Do we have a mic? Do we have a mic cord long enough for me to go buy those trash cans?
To the Greyhound station right there?
Can I use your phone?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Casey loves it. Casey loves when somebody borrows his phone.
Here's the next one right here. I'm a walking hypocrisy.
Me. It was definitely me, right? Because I bitch a lot.
No, you don't know?
I don't know.
Come
That's
on,
me.
think about
That's
it.
me. That's me.
Spencer is a walking hypocrisy.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Thanks a lot.
I might have swiped that quote from Spencer.
Yeah. So here's another one right here. Ducks can't peck like that. They got bills. You lay the check on the bill.
Hunter. That was Hunter.
Did I say that?
That was Hunter.
There's no
Yes,
fucking
you said
way.
that, you dumbass. So here you go. This one should be pretty easy for you guys. The thing I always have a problem with is finding an extension cord long enough to chase the turkeys around in a field with a microwave.
I said it. I was so proud of myself. That's right. That's why it's hard to microwave turkey.
And he was and he followed it up by saying it's really hard to get him to jump in.
Thanks, guys. I love you guys.
And then let's see.
Try
here.
it. Turkey will run its ass off.
This one actually came from very early on in one of our beginning episodes.
That can't be good.
Yeah. And the quote is, that's true. If you think the podcast sucks ass, you can always use it as a grudge move on your friends.
That was me.
That was totally Spencer.
Definitely me.
This Spencer all the way.
Hunter's getting some points. Okay, yeah, it was Spencer. Let's see. Oh, my parents taught me at a young age, stranger danger, and well, she was a stranger.
Casey.
Oh man, you got me. It was John. It was me. I'm
How
sorry.
many more of these? All right, we're about ready for the Q&A, I think.
One more.
Go.
One more because
Well,
this
we
is
made
my
it.
favorite quote, and I've been saving it for the last.
All right, let's
Okay.
go.
You're talking about me like I'm Methuselah from the Bible.
No, that was me because I'm old.
It's totally Spencer.
Eat shit.
It's because
Oh
we're
my
talking
God.
about Pong.
He got mad because you called him old.
This is a real classy episode. Sorry, who's going to be it? Who's got something? Anybody? Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
Quick
Don't-
draw.
Whoa, okay.
Hello.
Could you please
we go.
state your name, miss?
No.
No.
Pretty please?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Actually, I'm hoping Casey will keep his phone out for this one.
Okay.
Because, and I'm also hoping that you're a note taker on your phone, like I think you are, because I want to hear some of your discarded intros for the podcast.
Discarded
If you don't
intros,
mind.
like my funny beginnings?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
That's all for now. I might come back
Good
later.
question.
I did.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So
That was Miss Elanius.
I knew I should have brought my.
I love you, Brandon.
I knew I should have brought my laptop because that's where I moved them all to. But I think I have a few in my head. One I was going to use for tonight, but Spencer and Hunter told me not to. I don't know if I'm super proud of this, but I like it anyways. Is the funny beginning goes, and that's why I get the Double Dragon theme song stuck in my head anytime I see conjoined twins. I'm sorry, that's not nice.
Did you hear the response to that?
Yeah, I did.
I got nothing. Anybody else? Anybody else have a question? Oh, here we go. Right here.
We just lost all credibility.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Episode 1.
What's up? What's your name?
I'm Deb Weathers, and
Debbie,
Good to see you, Deb.
what a mighty beard you
Yes.
have.
You've been working out apparently since the Christmas video.
Why do a live show?
I'm still asking that question.
Ever since we started doing the Beacon House podcast, I've wanted nothing more than to do a live show. Like, it's just been something that itched in the back of my head. And I was like, I think we can take our shitty conversations and put them in front of people and entertain them at least
Force
for
you
3
guys
hours.
to sit through them.
Yeah, bring family and friends in and just be like, sit down and listen.
The real truth is, we're a big fan of like some podcasts that are far better than ours. Like maybe you guys have heard of Last Podcast on the Left, My Favorite Murder,
The Rooster Teeth podcast.
Yeah. And apparently that's just what you do. If you're going to have a podcast, apparently you eventually do it live and make a bunch of people miserable like you guys. So, Brandon, Stam, you guys got one? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Come up here. Stam up.
Stam wants a card.
Real quick. Just so everybody... Ladies and gentlemen, does everybody see Eric Stam right over here? You guys know who this guy is? He's almost the fourth member of Beacon House, this guy right here.
Hey, Jason Turner would be very upset with you for saying that.
Eric Stam is the 4.5 member of Beacon House. 5th and a half member of Beacon. Eric Stam, you may remember him from the Christmas video. What do you got, Stam?
All right. That's not a question.
All right, then. Here's another one.
This is going great.
Jerk. Is that a question, Stam?
That's a stupid question. Give me
Oh, my God.
Why are you being picky?
Here's another one.
This is exactly perfect. Who here actually knows Eric?
I want a divorce.
This is going perfectly. If you know Eric, this is how it goes. You could make up your own.
Okay.
Ferg, are you seeing
It's
this?
okay.
Here, I'm going to pick one for Stam.
Come on, what do you got?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Hunter? What's happening right now?
Here, that one's a perfect one.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to get in the head of Stam for a second, figure out which one
I'm not enjoying this. What do you got? Come on.
It's like a Miss America pageant or something. If you could solve one big world problem, what would that be?
Social media. even though it helps us move along, it's also a burden on our society.
I don't know. I would probably put an end to live podcasts.
Hey.
Sorry about that. What do you got?
Solving one big world problem.
One big world problem.
One big world problem.
Creation in the first place. Just make Earth go away.
Anyways, next question, please.
Just wipe the whole damn thing out?
Yeah.
I need another beer.
Somebody else, come up and read a card. Anybody? There we go.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, you may remember her from our podcast, Eliza Weathers.
Hello.
Reading Rainbow.
Yes. I'd like to say that I am actually closer to being a member of the podcast because I do the intro.
That's true. That's true. That's actually, if you've ever listened to it, the voice at the beginning of the intro, that's her right there. She was very kind.
Just read it.
Very kind to give us an intro.
That's great.
This is another kind of serious question.
Uh-oh.
What news stories have affected you the most, and why was it?
News stories? Oh, Jesus.
When they say Twinkies were going out of style. I was really bummed out the Twinkies left for a year, and now they're back. Maybe Toys R Us shutting down because I'm a giant kid.
I think the news in general is a little bit toxic these days. Just considering what's going on in the country, and regardless of which side of it you fall on, like the news is so incredibly, I feel like, kind of hell-bent on being divisive, and I think that kind of sucks. I would say just the news, period, kind of sucks, you know?
Can I steal your answer?
No.
Please steal my answer.
Okay.
I told everybody you're the intellect of the show.
These cards are a bummer.
Yeah.
Here, let me cut it in half.
They worked better last time we used them.
They're so serious.
I will say...
Stan, come do another one. Come on, wait,
no, hold on.
Come on.
Pick one and go with it.
Read it out loud.
Go with it.
Read that out loud because I have the perfect
second try,
answer
that's
for
good.
it.
All right, when do you feel happiest?
When you're not up here asking questions, give me that card back.
Yo, hey! Ladies and gentlemen. That was easily the high point of the night for me right there. Miss, could you state your name, please?
Hello, I'm Bo Darty.
Wait a minute. You have less of a beard.
You look like that guy that asked a question a minute ago. Go on.
I wanted to know, is a hot dog a sandwich?
What's a hot dog sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Very good question.
A hot
Very
dog
good.
is absolutely a sandwich.
Why?
Because there's meat and bread.
That's what concept, but it's not flatbread.
It doesn't. Yes,
It doesn't need to be flatbread.
It's not a taco.
It's not a taco.
It's not a taco.
But on that note, is a taco a sandwich?
A taco is absolutely
Okay,
a sandwich.
here, hold on a second. Let me put this. Is a meatball sub a sandwich?
Sure.
Then a hot dog's a sandwich.
No, it's not.
Okie doke.
Hey, don't let Casey yuck your yum
Here we go.
either.
Come on. Let's keep going. Don't be bashful, folks.
Oh my God.
You've been probably asked this before, but this is the first time I've ever heard you guys. So why Beacon House? Why called Beacon House?
Oh, Casey, take this one.
Oh, shit.
Take this one, Casey.
Take it.
So when I first wanted to do the podcast, I came to Spencer and was like, hey, I think we have interesting conversations. I think we could record it and make a podcast out of this. And he was like, I agree. What should we call it? And for a week, I went through a lot of names that I know I don't remember. And one I landed on was the Beacon Brewcast.
Because we were going to talk a lot about beer.
Oh,
That's why Geezer's Brewery came up early on in the show. And we've gone back and forth talking about beer a lot.
It was the Brew House podcast.
Right.
And Spencer came up with the idea that probably wouldn't be great if we didn't stick with beer or coffee talk. So then I just came up with the Beacon House podcast. I looked it up. There was nothing on social media about it. And I was like, perfect. Until my roommate.
After we were like 20 episodes in, it turns out there's a rehab center in California called the Beacon House.
Yes. So I didn't do my research, and now I have taken the name from a rehab center.
Yeah, true story. And as a matter of fact, the members of that Beacon House are possibly even more well-adjusted than this one.
But I will say, as long as they don't
time's going to tell, right?
As long as they don't start a podcast, we're golden. We're in a completely different spectrum from them.
That's right. As long as they just stay quiet and shaky.
Yeah, we don't take people in and try to help them.
Spencer, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
You can just call me Spencer.
Next.
Come on up. What's your name?
Too short for this mic.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. There we go.
That's a great name, though.
Technology.
Thank you. My mother named me that, so, you know.
Tell her thanks.
In the same vein as a previous question, is cereal soup?
That's a harder question.
That's a good question.
That is a harder question.
Yes, it's cold soup.
There's one guy. Yeah, and when you answer this, is it okay to eat it while driving? That's the next question.
No, Stam, you can't eat it while driving.
I think it is.
You know what? A hot dog is not a sandwich, but cereal can definitely be soup.
Why can't you were on my side. Why are you switching now?
I was on your side.
I'm sorry they're like this.
I still am.
I want a divorce.
I think cereal. What do you guys think? Do you guys think cereal is soup? Let's do this. Show of hands. Is cereal soup? Yes. Hands up.
Yes.
No. Hands up.
Oh man. Overwhelmingly no.
That's fine.
Oh God.
So let's go. Who's next?
I believe Brian.
Mr. Bishop, what have you have?
Well, it's a two-part question.
Oh, no,
Stam's
okay.
going to hit number one for me.
And it's going to destroy me. Whatever it is, it's going to destroy me.
All right. What is the greatest music video ever made?
The greatest music video ever
I
made?
think the Beacon House Christmas video.
It's definitely the Beacon House Christmas video.
Yeah.
I feel like...
I heard the Grammys snubbed it.
I feel like it's the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas on the Beacon House YouTube channel.
Okay, let's
if you go ahead and subscribe if you haven't.
Legitimately, the greatest music video I think might be "Take on Me" by Aha.
The sad acoustic one?
That's why he's my brother.
"Take on Me" by Aha, because the drawing, it's in the 80s. It was really hard to do something like that back then.
So, part 2, apart from what Casey said, please rank these 3 videos from best to greatest. Seal's "Kiss from a Rose," Michael Jackson's "Thriller," or Aha's "Take on Me."
God, I love you.
Holy
I love
shit.
You. I love you for just giving us the opportunity to think about this.
I think Seal, "Take on Me," Thriller. Even though I think Aha's awesome.
Wait, we're starting with best.
From best to greatest. Really think about
From
that.
best to greatest.
I disagree.
So from
Thriller is going to be number 1.
I think Thriller. I'd say Thriller number 1, and then second would be "Kiss from a Rose," and then Aha.
Get out of here.
I'm with Spencer.
There was.
I don't care where you play drums. I don't care.
You know,
had Val Kilmer as
that's fair.
Batman.
That's fair.
That's fair.
You make a
That's
bunch
fair.
of racket. It hurts my ears.
It's fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's fair.
You got.
What about Deviled Eggs?
What do you want to know about deviled eggs?
Huh?
It'll make you knock yourself out farting.
Stop
tis
drinking.
I, the Frenchiest fry. Now, Hunter, you're welcome to opt out of this because of the obvious terrible rift that's happening in your family right now.
No, you're not.
But sweet or savory deviled eggs?
Let me ask you this: does Libby make sweet or savory?
Definitely.
I would go savory, and I like both.
Savory. Yeah.
I never said that.
The more
shit.
This is falling apart real quick.
Casey, answer.
Savory.
Savory deviled
Yeah,
eggs. That's
savory
right.
for sure.
All right, Shipley.
Okay. All right. My question: what is the worst / best or whatever round of Cards Against Humanity you've ever seen played?
Oh, my brother can be witness to this one. So we were playing in my apartment, and it was Brian and my sister-in-law, his wife Debbie, and my then girlfriend, and we're playing Cards Against Humanity. And I had my stack of cards, and Debbie, Brian's wife, picked up and she said, "Here's the church, here's the steeple, open the door and there's blank." And I slid my card over and it was Auschwitz. And she couldn't read it.
Jesus.
She couldn't read it to the point where she had to make Brian read it, and then Brian laughed and turned red in the face and also couldn't read it.
Oh my God.
And I won Cards Against Humanity that night.
Dude, I don't honestly remember. I don't remember the scenario, but one of my favorite cards was a silo full of corpses. I thought that was pretty good. And you can answer like a really lame question with it. I don't know the scenario. There's been a lot of good ones. I don't have a definite answer for that.
I don't think Hunter's played.
Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
Of course, I've played it.
Michelle Obama's arms wins all.
There you go.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Oh dear God.
Got anything else? You guys want to win some stuff?
Yeah, we did a raffle.
Do you have one more
Tickets.
question?
Oh, well, I had one for Spence.
Uh-oh.
Shoot.
Specifically Spence.
Okay.
Which album by The Darkness is your favorite?
Well, say again.
Which album by The Darkness is your favorite?
I believe in a thing called love.
That's a lot. This is what they call, my friend, a loaded question. Honestly, probably Permission to Land, but One Way Ticket to Hell and Back is pretty close, and the production is 100 times better.
Give me that bucket.
All right,
give it.
Hold on, Jesus, you're needy.
All right. So, are we gonna do ticket, and whoever comes up, we pick their item? Or
I think that would be pretty good, don't you?
Yeah. Because if it's anybody from
where
this
are the items? Do we have access to our items?
Yeah, it's right behind.
All right, okay.
All right, let's see.
If you guys got your raffle tickets, does anyone have their? Can everyone please produce their raffle ticket? AJ, you got a raffle ticket? Somebody buy AJ a raffle ticket. I want AJ to be involved. Did everybody see? By the way, did everybody see AJ Dave right over there? Did you see AJ? Give a hand for AJ. That's my friend right there.
The world's most popular man in Knoxville.
Also, the only person in the room that has to put up with Casey as much as we do.
Hey. No, he doesn't.
Shit.
I see him in passing. It's fine. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
So, First ticket I got here is 664035.
Anybody got that?
Well, obviously someone has that.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, look at that one.
Oh, okay. No. Whoa, right here? You're the winner? Come on up.
Yes.
Go to the mic right here. Go to the mic.
All right.
What's your name, man?
Matt.
Matt. Okay, what's he going to win?
One of the shirts.
All right. Right here, Beacon House shirt. You could pick a size right there. Go for it.
We have large, extra large, small, and medium.
That turned out all right.
Yeah.
Oh, my.